are starting with test number 3 of geography module. As you all have syllabus and already know that the test is majorly about circulation of wind, atmosphere, oceans, etc. Today there's little change in the decorum we discuss in the test. Today we will follow that we will not discuss each and every question. We will discuss less number of questions, but we will make some conceptual clarity in very depth because UPSC is again and again asking the same type of and very easy type of questions from geography static parts, from winds, ocean currents, etc. That how ocean currents are moving, why air pressure is different, what is the difference between the ocean warming and land warming, etc. Features of insolation on winds, etc. And because we don't have the clarity, we don't need to mug up anything actually. Just understand the things, make the diagram, then you don't need to mug up each and every wind, each and every desert, each and every latitude, etc. It will be recommended that you should draw this diagram in full A4 size paper. If not, then please at least understand it well. I have written some of the short forms. Whoever are drawing and writing it, then please write it fully on your paper or whatever short notes and anything are using. In this paper, in this diagrams, I had used blue for cold currents, red for warm currents. So if you also want this, you can also do this. Directly starting with the diagram. This is 0 degree latitude, that is equator, which is also known as doldrums or equatorial low. Here the influence is about for easterlies, northeasterlies and southern easterlies, but because of the anticyclonic or very less wind features, the equator is majorly having the convectional currents, means vertical movement of air and lesser the horizontal movement. These air will move concave, in kind of concave, so this area become the anticyclonic zone. Now this area is having more heat, so more convectional currents, more upper or vertical movements which make it 12 or 2 p.m. rainfall every day. Equatorial zone is famous for 2 p.m. Rainfall or noon rainfall. Noon precipitation is also called. This is called as convectional rainfall or convectional currents, yani vertical movement of air. After 10 degree or till 30 degree, easterlies or influence of easterlies are broadly explained as well as visible. So this is the part of continent and this is ocean as we are taking in this diagram. From this side, easterlies are coming. If they are coming from ocean side, they are more, they are having less in temperature. If they are coming from ocean side, this zone will become downwelling zone. Simple. The current will be warm current. Now when easterly will move in the continent, this area will be upwelling zone and we will have offshore winds here. Therefore, the western margins of the tropics have the tropical hot desert because of offshore winds. Because when winds are coming from continents, they lost all of their moisture. So, tropical hot deserts. Rainfall is about 30 centimeter and daily temperature ranges are very, very high. Then moving on this margin, tropical wet monsoonal type, because oceanic influence on easterlies will affect the land as well. 180 centimeter of rainfall, 27 degree of Celsius, and minimum temperature ranges, daily ranges with compared to this. In this area there is less influence of ocean, because here when offshore wind is also coming, because of this upwelling zone, there are cold currents also, which make this area more drier. Due to this upwelling of the portion, this area will become more drier. Cold current are there, this area will be downwelling. The surface water is moving down and warm currents are there. So at this point there is continentality will be more pure. Tropical grasslands are there. The examples of tropical grasslands are savanna, elephant grasses, etc. 75 centimeter of rain, 30-degree temperature, and increasing range in comparison to this. It is range of temperature and daily range of temperature. Now this zone is high pressure zone, subtropical winds, anticyclonic features. One more thing, when I am saying about 10 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60, etc. in many books, these figures are maybe fluctuating. These are just tentative, or just to make you understand. Therefore I had written these. They may vary in different books also. Now from 30 degree to 45 degree, influence of easterlies are nil, and influence of westerlies, I suppose planetary winds or trade winds are very clear, so I am not going on how easterly and westerly are moving, how they are working. We are explaining only this. At this western margin there are westerlies. This will make it Mediterranean type of climate, summer dry, winter wet. 100 centimeter of rainfall and 25 degree Celsius. Fine, because westerlies are there, so more rain and temperature. At this margin, China type of climate, summers are wet, winters are dry, and 150 centimeter of rainfall and 25 degree. Now, how it can be possible? If this is the pattern, this is the wet zone and this is the dry zone, it should be true for the other latitudes also, na? So why the difference of this rainfall? Why its summers are dry and this summers are wet? Here comes the role of ITCZ, the summer shifts of the pressure belts. When the summer shift of the pressure belt is there, the movement of easterlies move towards northward, and in summers this portion also come under the influence of easterlies. Therefore easterly will bring moisture, and this will make summers wet in this area and winter wet in this area, because in winter again westerly will perform and bring rainfall to this areas in winter. So therefore we are having both the sides wet of the continent. In middle there are Central Asian type of climate, 20 to 30 centimeter of rainfall and 18 degree of temperature. Moving further, 45 degree to 60 degree. Again here we will have easterlies, Laurentian type of climate, 90 centimeter of rain. Here West Britain type of climate or Colombian type of climate, 150 centimeter of rain. Why? Because of Gulf Stream. 18 degree of Celsius. Now in temperate grasslands, the continentality will prevail. They are temperate grasslands are grasses are very juicy, they are very good for kettles. These are the true grasslands. Now what are the true grasslands? Means tropical grasslands are not true, they are just named. No, true grassland means that there will be no stands of trees in middle of the grasslands, and here we will see trees. Here they are very good for grazing purposes, for wheat cultivation and different type of agricultural activities, and they are also known as true grasslands. Moving further, here or in the upper latitudes after 66 degrees etc., we will have again the westerlies influence. Then moving further, here in these latitudes, from this zone we are having warm current, and from polar side we are having cold currents, which make these area very, very good for fishings. These are the world's most intense and famous fishing grounds, and foggy also, because meet of cold currents and warm currents will make very good fishing grounds, and again very tough to sail because of fog. Now upper latitudes, if we talk about, till 70-75 summer rain, westerlies are influence can be seen there, 50 centimeter of rainfall, and these are the starting of taiga region. Then 80-degree tundra, where 20 centimeter of rain. When I am talking here about rainfall, it is not just rainfall, it may be precipitation in any of the form. That means snowfall, hails, drizzle, anything. Polar, true deserts, precipitation is almost zero. There are so long of the time that they don't have any kind of precipitation, no vegetation, nothing. This is about how latitudinally winds will work, how climates are changing accordingly, and why some areas are having rainfall on being the western margins or the eastern margins of the world. Moving on to the next diagram. This diagram is also latitudinally divided. These are about the crops and vegetations, but we are reading it here only because in ecology or in economic geography also it will be very helpful. And if we do in this chronological order only, means after doing that diagram, it will be very helpful to you. So at the 0 degree, 10 degree, there is no agriculture, means forests are very, very dense, rainfall is very, very intense, that there is almost no agriculture. Only shifting agricultures are practiced by tribes, which are again maximum of roots and shoots, especially cassava. You have read in your African chapters that cassava is very much grown in those areas. Now from 10 to 30 degree on tropics, if we will move from ocean to continent, the first belt we will see is of coconut. These are the river deltas. At the deltaic region we will see coconut or different type of palms. The other we will see rice, jute, rice and jute. Rice and jute are the crops and the plantation crops which are very much prone to water. They are water loving crops basically, and we need more of the river deltas and excessively good soil for these. Next belt will be of sugarcane, then cotton, red chili, tobacco. These areas are rich in black soil, as well as these soils are acidic in nature. See, the most water loving crop will be at the edge, then lesser, then more lesser, then cotton, red chili, tobacco. Chronology is moving in the same direction. This area where more continentality is there, coarse cereals, pulses, turmeric, orchard, fruits, flowers, etc. Now 30 to 45 degree, because here influence of easterlies as well as westerlies at time to time occurs. This zone is almost synchronized or same as the tropical in temperate region also. But here we have Mediterranean type of climate where summers are dry and winters are wet. So commercial agriculture is practiced, viticulture, olives, alpinos, grapes, etc. Moving more in more temperate zones, this area is having Britain type of climate or Colombian type of climate. Cereals can be grown here. Dairy farming, because as I said it earlier also, that grasses are very, very rich and very nutritious, delicious. So farming and dairy farming is very much prominent in these area. Beetroot are grown. Sugarcane is not the crop of this region. They generally use beetroot, sugars, etc. Then mixed farming. Here we'll go for wheat, soya and extensive agriculture. Wheat and soya, we have the very large farms, nutritious grasses, and less rainfall, perfect temperature for wheat, etc. This is the zone of mixed cropping. Now, what is the difference between mixed cropping and mixed farming? Mixed cropping means that in the same field, we are having different type of crops. In mixed farming, we have different type of professions. That means we are also cropping. We are also having dairy farm in the area. We are having poultry and different type of professions we are practicing. And in mixed cropping, only different crops, but the land is same. And we are just doing farming only. From 60 to 90, there is no agriculture at all. Moving on to the next diagram. These two diagrams are the diagrams which are latitudinally show 0, 10, 30, 45. We always say that latitudes mimic the altitude, but how? We'll show it now. At the bases, we'll have coconut or any kind of palms, rice. Then example, we have so many dunes, especially Dehradun is a very good cultivator of basmati rice. Then sugarcane, rubber, spices, cashews, nuts, tea and coffee. When we are talking about coffee, then the area should be only tropical. But when we are talking about tea, it can be subtropical as well as tropical. Very, very importantly said that these all the diagrams and these all the latitudes are generalized, that this should be the influence of winds as well as its location. But we are not taking any consideration of physical features like mountain ranges, like rivers, faults, anything else. Here also, when we talk about this can be an example of Western Ghats, the tropical mountain range. If we are going more in the alpine region, like in mighty Himalayas, we will not have temperate fruits here or orchid farming here. We'll having the snow-covered mountain peaks, which are covering all over the year, 12 months, always. So these might be the tropical mountains, and this is the chronology which is followed.